What is the real I? Exploring the roots of consciousness. What if the voice you call you is only an echo? What if the I that thinks, wants, fears, and remembers is not the true self, but only a shadow dancing on the walls of a deeper cave? For thousands of years, mystics, sages, and secret schools have spoken of a mystery hidden at the center of human experience, the real I. Not the name you were given. Not the personality you wear. Not even the mind that listens to this message. But something far older. Far vaster. Far more silent. In ancient Egypt, they called it Ak, the radiant light of the soul. In India, Atman, the eternal witness. The Gnostics whispered of the spark of the divine buried beneath layers of illusion. And even today, hidden behind the noise of modern life, a few still seek to answer the most dangerous question a human can ask. Who am I, really? This is not a question for comfort. This is not a path for the casual seeker. To explore the roots of consciousness is to challenge everything you believe to be true. In this video, we will travel through ancient teachings and esoteric maps of the self. We will peer beyond the surface of mind and body. And we will begin to uncover not just an idea, but a direct experience of the real I. And when we touch it, even for a moment, everything changes. But first, we must understand what we are not. Are you ready? The layers of the false self. To find the real I, we must first unmask the imposters. You see, most people never question the mask they wear. They say, "This is who I am," pointing to a name, a profession, a nationality, a story stitched together from memory. But the mystics teach us this is only the outer garment, a robe the soul wears for a time, and then discards. You are not your name. Your name was given to you. It can be changed. It did not exist before you were born, and it will not exist after. You are not your body. The body changes every 7 years. Cells die and are reborn. The face you see in the mirror today is not the one you saw 10 years ago. And yet, something in you remains, unchanged. You are not your thoughts. Thoughts arise and fall like clouds. Some contradict each other. Some seem noble. Others are not. But if you can observe them, how can you be them? You are not your emotions. Like tides, they rise and crash. One day joy, the next sorrow. You feel them, but something in you is always watching, always witnessing, even in your deepest grief. All of these, the name, the body, the thoughts, the feelings, are layers. Like the concentric shells of an onion. And most people live their entire lives without peeling even one. In ancient Hermeticism, these outer layers are called the lesser I. The false self. The mask built from experience, culture, and memory. Useful in the world, but a barrier to truth if mistaken for the whole. In the Upanishads, a powerful teaching is given, neti, neti, not this, not this. It is the practice of negation. Of stripping away what is not real until only the truth remains. And here is a practical technique. Practice of witnessing. Sit in stillness for 5 minutes. Let thoughts come. Don't follow them. Watch them like clouds in the sky. Now ask yourself, who is watching these thoughts? Not answering with words, but feeling into the silence that watches. This practice, done daily, begins to dissolve the illusion that you are your mind. And that's the beginning. Because once the outer shell begins to crack, something ancient starts to stir beneath it. Something that remembers who it is. The witness and the flame. There is a place within you that has never changed. It was there when you were a child, watching your first memory unfold like a dream. It was there in every heartbreak, every victory, every quiet moment when the world faded away. It is still there now, listening not just to my voice, but to the silence between these words. This is the witness. Not a concept. Not a belief. But a living presence, subtle, silent, and eternal. The real I does not speak, yet it knows. It does not act, yet all action begins in its light. It is the eternal observer behind your eyes, the still point at the center of your storm. In many mystical traditions, this is described as a flame. In the Christian mystic tradition, it is the inner lamp, the spark of God within. In Sufism, it is the hidden candle of the heart. In the Hermetic texts, it is called the divine spark, a piece of the cosmos planted within the human soul. This flame does not flicker with emotion. It does not fade with age. It is the part of you untouched by trauma, free from karma, and beyond the reach of death. But here's the paradox. The real I is not something you can find like a lost object. It is not outside you. It is not even inside you, because it is you. The deeper you look for it, the more you realize, it has always been looking through you. To experience this directly is to taste true freedom. And here is a practice from the ancient mystery schools. Practice of the flame meditation. Light a candle and sit in front of it in silence. Gaze softly at the flame. Let your breathing slow. After a few minutes, close your eyes and visualize the flame inside your chest. Feel it burning, not hot, not consuming, just present. Now ask inwardly, not with words, but with feeling, what watches this flame? Stay there. Just that. Watch what arises. This begins to build the bridge, not just to observe the real I, but to become it. And once you begin to dwell in that presence, a deep inner stillness emerges, a stillness older than the stars. But there is one more veil we must pierce. Because even the witness is not the final truth. The ocean beyond identity. The witness is still a point. Still a center. Still an I. But beyond that center, beyond the stillness that watches, there is something vaster. Something for which even the word I becomes too small. The final truth of consciousness is not that you are the observer, but that there is no separate observer at all. You are not the drop of water, you are the ocean it came from. You are not a flame, you are the fire that lights all flames. In the ancient Vedic texts, this is called Brahman, the Absolute. In Taoism, it is the Tao, the way beyond form and name. The Kabbalists knew it as Ein Sof, the limitless light before creation. The real I is not a thing, not a being, not even a soul. It is pure being itself. No name. No shape. No boundary. To reach this is not to find another identity, but to lose identity altogether. It is the final surrender. The dissolving of the wave back into the sea. And yet, paradoxically, this is where true individuality is born. Not as ego. Not as personality. But as a unique expression of the infinite. Like a ray of sunlight that remembers it is part of the sun. And here is the final practice. Practice of inner dissolution. Sit in stillness, with no goal. Let thoughts arise. Let feelings move. But do not attach to any of them. Instead, say inwardly, I am not this thought. I am not this feeling. Then let even the I dissolve. Rest in that, the space before words, before form. In that silence, if you go deep enough, something strange happens. You no longer feel like you. There is no more watcher, no more watched. Just presence. Just being. Just the living truth of existence itself. This is not a belief. This is not an idea. This is the heart of every mystical teaching that has ever mattered. And when you touch it, the fear of death vanishes. The hunger for meaning dissolves. Because you are home. The final message. Now that you've glimpsed the mystery, The question becomes, what will you do with it? This path is not an escape from life, it is a return to it. When you know that you are not just the mind, not just the body, you begin to move through the world with a strange kind of grace. The chaos of life no longer shakes you in the same way. The noise, the confusion, the fear, they pass through you like wine through a forest. Because something deeper is now awake. The real I is not about becoming someone else. It is about remembering who you've always been. Before the masks. Before the stories. Before the forgetting. And yet, this is not the end. This is only the first step in an ancient journey. The path of inner alchemy. The great return to source. What begins as a flicker in meditation becomes a fire that illuminates your every action. And slowly, you begin to live not as the self, but from the self. The Gnostics called this gnosis, direct knowing. The Hermeticists called it recollection. And in the words of the Emerald Tablet, as above, so below, as within, so without. When the real I awakens in you, the world itself begins to change. Because you're no longer asleep inside the dream. You become the dreamer. So now, dear seeker, the key has been given. But the door, you must walk through yourself. Return to the practices. Sit with the silence. Follow the flame. And above all, remember. The real I is not something you become. It is what remains when everything else falls away. Let it burn. Let it dissolve. Let it reveal. You are not a name. You are not a story. You are the light behind the eyes. And it's time to come home. If this journey stirred something deep within you. If a part of you remembers the light behind the eyes. Subscribe to the Temple of Hidden Keys. Where ancient wisdom is made alive again. Like, share, and return often. There are many more doors to unlock. Until next time. Walk in silence. Burn with truth. Remember who you are.